Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As I promised, I will make a video from Glen Arbor. And I am currently next to Glen Arbor Township Park. The main entrance in Glen Arbor, which is that way, is from M2299, I was about to say. M22, that's where you come from, and you go straight into town. If you keep going straight forward, you're gonna end up in Lake Michigan. Today's video will have to do with the United States' democracy, or the democratic system that I don't think it is. And I'm talking about the way that it was intended. A beautiful car is gonna pass by me. I think it's a Ford Mustang or a Camaro SS, I think it is. 69, 68. It's right behind me right there. One of my cars, right there. I think it's a Camaro SS or C something. Beautiful car. So as I said, this is the M22 going that way towards Fishtown. Glen Arbor is located in Glen Arbor Township in Leelanau County. It has a population of 757 people. Beautiful, beautiful. So this is going to be the downtown or the center. M22, one of the maybe the most famous highways in Michigan. Beautiful, beautiful. Goes along the western coast of Michigan. So here is Motel M22. Why do I like this town? It is clean, it is American, it is like a resort, and it's a good place to live. Kind of expensive. It has a few bars, restaurants, and a grocery store, a market, Anderson's Market. I will show you all this. And they also have a little public restroom here, beautiful in a little park, and obviously the shore of Lake Michigan. So as I'm approaching intersection with 109 M22, so it's M109 and 22. 22 goes that way, 109 goes that way. I'm gonna have a outside bar called Boone's Docks with live music, and on the other side is going to be the market, Anderson's Market. You can find anything you want with an extra $2 for kind of each thing that you want to buy. So once I get to this intersection, I will show you where is each of these things. This is Boone's Docks right there. Beautiful restaurant, live music, good service, good food. And here is the market. Go straight ahead, right there you end up into Lake Michigan. I can hear the live music. So let's talk about the US democracy. I personally don't think that this is a, as they call it, a democracy. I think it is a very much fixed democracy, which means it's controlled democracy. And I will explain why. You know, you make the statement and then you use evidence to support your thesis. So we get to the M109, M22 intersection. That's the dead end right there. If you go that way, you're gonna go to the Sleeping Bears Dunes. Beautiful dunes. We're gonna go this way because we're gonna go to the Crystal River. Clean Crystal River. You can go kayaking on Crystal River as well. You have a lot of realtors here. The houses are very expensive, about $1.2 million in the area. There's two beautiful lakes on that side as you enter, as I came from M22. Beautiful, clean, turquoise lakes. There's two of them. Actually, it's just a highway that divides them in two. All right, so let's talk about it. I will have a few questions before I go into really, maybe with the questions, trying to solve the questions or answer the questions, we can determine that really this is an organized sham. I'm talking about the so-called democratic system of this country, which is, I think, the greatest country in the world. I love it, and I would not like to live in any other country other than the United States of America. I lived in many other countries, and at one point it was Sweden, my favorite, but when I first set foot on this beautiful country, oh my God, look what's over there. Yoo-hoo. All right, my bad. I couldn't turn away from this country with its people, with its infrastructure, old, wide and beautiful, clean. All right, so here is the tavern. It's Art Tavern. You can eat a beautiful breakfast here, beautiful breakfast. And not only breakfast, but here are it's a little park over there, public toilets, beautiful, clean, organized, disciplined. This is a civilized society. I'm gonna go around some little teenagers here. I don't know if they're teenagers, whatever they're, high school girls. I have a prom or something. Let's see if I will be, I don't know, hello. So, hi.
Howdy.
Howdy. Oh, look at that. All right. Yeah! There they are. All right, happy people. Not much diversity, as you can tell, which I love it. All right, so why I love it? They're different. They're different. All right, so first, have you noticed that in this political system, when you have the elections in the United States of America, you have 49/51%. Rarely you have, let's say, 52-48. Rarely. How is that possible? Because you don't have the same number of people voting. Sometimes you have, let's say, from the total electorate, look at that beautiful tree. From a total electorate, sometimes, let's say, 60% of the electorate votes. Sometimes it's 40%. Sometimes it's 70%. And each and every time there's 51-49. How is that possible? If you would have the same people voting all the time, so let's say 100% of the people voting all the time, you could expect, all right, well, 51-49, probabilities, mathematical probabilities. You say, well, one time and the other way is the other way around. But you don't have that. You don't have the same electorate, the same proportion, the same people voting all the time. Therefore, this is fake. It can't be true. Cannot be mathematically true. It's an not impossibility. It's a very unlikely situation. Remember, if there would be 50% or 100% of the same group voting each and every time, but it's not. Sometimes it's 40% of the 100%, sometimes it's 55, sometimes it's 65, and there's always 49-51. How is that possible? Have you wondered? I tell you why that is. To make people participate and think that they are still in the game. Because if they will make it, let's say, 80-20, the guys in the 20 will say, screw it, no need for me to even try. Therefore, they will not have any participation. Therefore, the system, something is wrong with the system. These guys are more interested in proving the system works than really the outcome. Why? Because the outcome is controlled. If you have Biden or if you have Trump, not much difference. Why? Because the guys behind them are the same people. The same donations, the same people. Glen Arbor school lofts. A lot of houses for rent here. And next to Glen Arbor, it's a resort called the Homestead. And the Homestead, I'm going towards it, but I'm not going to get to it because it's about 4 miles out of Glen Arbor. Little roads going in a little neighborhood. And if you go to the Homestead, there's a lot of little hotels, how would I call them, houses that you can buy, but then those will be rented to other people. So let's say you buy an apartment for, let's say, $80,000. I already checked. But they will rent it for you and you can use it only a few days a year. Therefore, it's yours, but it's for rent for other people who want to go, like a hotel. The prices are very expensive. Oh, there is another restaurant on top of that building, a terrace. Here another bar outside, and here we get to an ice cream place. It's new, and again you're gonna have live music over there, and it's by the California. Such a lovely place. What a nice surprise. So those guys over there singing live music as well, competition to the other. So this is the pizza and ice cream right there. That's a new place, relatively new place. Let's say 3-4 years old, and it's next by the Crystal River right there. There's the Crystal River. This makes a 180 degree, and it flows this way. It flows into the Lake Michigan. You can go canoeing. We're gonna go to the place that they you can rent a canoe or kayak. They will drive you up, and then you go down and you end up right at Crystal River Outfitters. Here is a cycler with the bicycles. This is a fantastic town, small. This is the end of the town right here. That's the end of it. Where you see the last, the kayaks over there on the right side, that's the end of it. Now this is Crystal River. I will get you on a hat. All right. So this is Crystal River, clean. The salmon go upstream. If we pay attention, oh, they're right there. They're in the water. I don't know if you see in the water, that's they're in the water, that's the salmon spawning, going upstream. So here you can rent Crystal River Outfitters. You rent kayaks, you rent canoes, and here are some properties I would really love to own right here. Over there with cycles and so on. Let's go to the Crystal River. Not here, but I'm going on these guys' property. So they drive you up, and then you go down, and you can see a lot of fish coming down. Clear river. This is coming from the lakes, the 2 lakes that I mentioned, Glen Lake, and I think I can't remember the other one's name. But let's go and see here. Maybe we see a salmon here. Some salmon. I don't think, because it's very shallow and very clean. Clear. And I don't know how clean it is, because being clear doesn't mean necessarily that it's clean. Acid is clear. Some acid is clear, but it's, that's acid. Beautiful river. I highly recommend this video. So you have that, the first thing, the stupidity of 4951. All right, the second one, the voting machines. The voting machines are based on programs, are based on whatever they read and what message they send and who collects the message. I don't think I have to go much deeper into that with the algorithm on YouTube, for instance. They can, if they want, they can have your video down to the, 3,594, the level, as a suggestion, or they can have it, 10,000, or they can have it in the first 10 if they want. The same with this is M22, as I said. This goes to the Homestead. This goes to Fishtown. Beautiful Fishtown over there. They have smoked fish over there, salmon and whitefish and lake trout, which is rainbow trout. I'm gonna go back because I want to go on the other side on M109. As I said, if you go over there about 3-4 miles, you're gonna reach the Homestead on the left if you go that way. So on the right if you come this way. Very clean little town. All right, so that's the stupidity of the, I would say, the so-called voting machines. Electronically, a lot of things can happen. I would prefer, and in order to challenge that, you have to have evidence that something occurred somewhere, and you will never have that evidence. Why? They're machines, right? Therefore, for instance, if you have voting by stamp and a signature and a voter ID, which you have an ID, and say this is Tom Jones, and you prove that you are really Tom Jones, then you vote. Otherwise, get the back home. And then if you want to check that, you can always verify hand by hand count. By whom? By independent checkers, by the Democrats, by the Republicans, by all of them. You have them over there, you will always have them. Cannot alter the results. You cannot add a zero, you cannot subtract or cut a zero, you cannot do that. Because the votes are gonna be stored somewhere. We can check that in 100 years if you want. They're gonna be still there. I hope that's the way it is. You can photocopy them, but that's another way of stealing certain things. So again, I'm against the voting machines 100%. Why? Direct experience with so-called, how that was called, random selection. Random selection, it was all fixed. It was called random, but it was all fixed. Why? Algorithm. They just fixed and they did it. If they want to limit me, let's say on YouTube, to let's say 32,000 viewers a day, they can make an algorithm so clear and nice that all my videos are gonna limit me. Not all the time the same video. The first video is gonna be, let's say, 5,000. The second one is gonna be 4,000. No, they're gonna alter. It's gonna work on itself. So it's so easy. All right, that's the election. Nowadays the bullshit with the voting machines, so-called. What else? Or let's verify or talk about the system. What system do we have? Do we have some big corporations or special interests? And these corporations have money, obviously, and they can buy shares in media, correct? They can buy shares, let's say, in Fox News. They can buy shares in CBS News, or they can buy in NBC or ABC. And then, what do you think if they're gonna buy those shares? Do you think that company will say anything bad about whomever the owners are? And the owners have interest. Why? Because they have to pay taxes, correct? They have to have some kind of economic financial interest. Therefore, their media, the bought media, is gonna be their media. It's not gonna be your media. You have shares over there. Compare that with, let's say, GE or let's say Raytheon, right? Or let's say you get Lockheed Martin, the same thing. You can't compete with those guys. So they will buy the media. It's not called buying, it's investing. That's how it's called. So you're gonna buy the media, and then the media will say whatever your interest is, which is we want to elect the guy or the girl who promises the most. That means we'll protect our power. And then you're gonna have Mr. A and Mr. B, who will be the only one offered for the baboons to vote for. And then they will receive donations, campaign donations, which are called actually bribes, because I can't compete with, let's say, Raytheon. Obviously, my policies will not be heard. It's gonna be only Raytheon's policies. Why? Do you think that the guy who's gonna get elected with, let's say, $1 million for, let's say, JP Morgan, all right, or maybe Goldman Sachs, do you think they will answer my phone or is going to answer those guys' phone? So it's obvious whose phone they will answer. But it's not the BS. So they got the media, they will promote through their media the right candidate. They will also finance campaign donations. The right candidate will do their work, and then he gets elected. Once he gets elected, he's going to do obviously what he needs to do, and he knows what he needs to do, because if he wants to be re-elected, he's gonna need the money, lots of money. And in order to get the lots of money, he's gonna get not from you $20 or $30, he's gonna get millions for, let's say, as I said, Goldman Sachs or Sachs, however we want to call it. So that's another BS. Then you have the entertainment industry. The entertainment industry, if it's owned, and I think it's owned, Hollywood is owned by a group of people with certain interests, special interests. Those people will promote certain kind of stereotypes. Will promote, let's say, the baboon is a genius, and let's say the Caucasian is a baboon. Whatever. Okay, they can do that, and then they will create all kind of scenarios in which the baboon actually is fantastic, and let's say the European is an imbecile. And then that's gonna get in our children's brains through repetition, through Pavlovian conditioning. That's only one. School. Who gets to write the curriculum in the schools? Why do I get tangled in the schools? Because the schools shape the future voters' opinions. That is, if you make sure that the future voters will love, let's say, the so-called whatever global, you know what I mean? Because you can't even talk on YouTube. So I'm going to go by Art's Tavern, which is a beautiful breakfast. I'm going to go down here. We're going to get to the Crystal River, and we're going to go to some little shops here. Women love this this area. Why? It's all kind of, I call them puchinării. In Romania means little cheap things. Anyway, but they love him. I know that for a fact. So again, little things, how do they call it? Overpriced and not a good quality. Glen Arbor, they got here public toilets. Oh, let me walk you through these little, not public toilets, but this little park to show you how cute and how clean I hope it is. Here it is. Right, I'm gonna go around. This is just a park, a little park in a lost little village. Look at this. Look at this grass. This is well kept. This is like Wembley Stadium lawn. Look at this. Look how many beautiful benches. You can just sit down and shoot the breeze. They even put, you see, pumpkins for Halloween. Right there. Right there. Now, this is beautiful. Now, if you look around this way, this is a place with a little visitor center that you can pick up all kind of brochures. And again, a little bear with a baby bear, holding a baby bear. Maybe from the profile it don't look better. Right there. Visitor information center. This is a little freaking park. That's all what it is. Right there. Right there. And here are donors. The donors' names, people who cross-check, that must be a Polish guy and so on. They put their name on the, how do you call this, bricks. You don't call them bricks, but whatever you call them. So again, look at this. I love it. I don't want people like to be here. They will fuck it up. I don't want that. Good taste. Good taste. Welcome to Glen Arbor Garden, dedicated May 2009. The garden was made possible by generous support from the community, the Glen Lake Garden Club, and special contributions from the following donors. Anonymous, it wasn't me, right? And then you got over there names. So then you have the education system. If the education system shapes the children's liking and approval towards, global warming, they will support global warming. This is a gift shop, and they used to have, I don't know if they have, I think they have, in Romania we'll call it antiquariat, old books. You can buy beautiful, little cozy, very, very nice little bookshop with used or pre-owned. Nowadays you can't say used car, you say pre-owned car, because we don't die anymore, we just pass away or something like this. Fuck. Anyway, there's a little church here, and then we have a bar next to it. Well, freedom, I guess, right? So I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna see the Crystal River. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna see Crystal River. I'm gonna go this way to a little park where you have tennis courts and other public facilities. Lake Street Studios, again, you can paint here, you can do little arts and craft here for people. Hey, how are you? Those guys over there, you see, you don't want to be in this restaurant. I like the other one better with live music. So that's another aspect. If you have the Hollywood entertainment and the education, how do you get the education? Well, you appoint obviously bureaucrats. How do you appoint bureaucrats? The bureaucrats are appointed usually by elected officials, or they are competing for the job. Really? Really? Oh, we got some bullshit here too. I didn't expect this one, but I'm gonna show it to you. Because, with good and with bad. Let the wind blow so I can show you. It's a little flag over there that needs to be over there somehow. Needs to be over there, but I want to see the heterosexual flag somewhere. Where is that at? Where is that at? All right, so this is one piece of shit in this town, but hey, more people like me will change that. So here we have beautiful roads that go into the country, and here is the park with the tennis court and what else. I'm gonna go through it and we're gonna go to the beginning where I started. And I'm gonna go again to around the bar and go the opposite on M109. So these are certain questions that I have regarding the so-called democratic system in the United States of America. Another one is the visibility of a candidate. If I remember correctly, if you want to run for the presidency of the United States of America, you have to have about $1 billion or something, $1.5 billion or something like that. Well, that tells me that my exposure to the public, that to the electorate, depends on how much money I have, not necessarily on my message. Let's say I have the perfect message. Let's say I do have the perfect message that will solve everything. Obviously, if that doesn't run parallel or together overlaps the interest of the big business, I will not have the money. Therefore, nobody will freaking hear my suggestions, or at least my solutions. But we'll hear the ones that will fix the special interests solutions, or at least goals. We can say, well, that's the goal of democracy. It's the will of the people, not the will of the corporations, as far as I remember, okay? Even though right now the corporations have more rights, I guess, than we do. So these are just a few things that we should look at when we talk about the American democracy. This country has been having this system for so many years. It had time to make sure that it glued or greased its wheels in such a way that the baboons, who have a lifespan of, let's say, 70 years, even though consciously they have about 50 years, and the information of how much they expose themselves. Oh, that was marijuana behind me. So the wind blows from behind, so must have been those guys. So if you have this a system that protects itself, and you have two parties that supposedly compete with one another, what can you say? But they tell us about diversity, and they talk to us about the how do you call it, the democratic system, and they talk about freedom of expression and all that. But you have two options. Now, do you think that's only two options? Do you think there's only two options in a country, in a nation? That's it? There's no others? That's it? One A and B? There's no C? Or if there is C, somehow 49% of the population and 51% of the population somehow resonates to those two options only? I mean, are we so dense? Are we so dense to think that only those two options are available? Right here. I mean, there are some things that with simple arithmetics, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be a PhD in, I don't know, physics or mathematics or whatever, to realize that something is not right. Many things are not right. Many things are not right. And people just go to work. People still pay their taxes and are disciplined and organized. Most of them. All this that I'm seeing right here, this is about 4 hours from Detroit. Thank God. That's why I love it. It's about 3 hours and some from Lansing, Michigan, and it's about 3 hours from Grand Rapids, Michigan. These are the biggest towns. I'm not talking about Flint. Flint is about 3 hours maybe, and Saginaw again about 2 hours and a half. So this America is far away from the new America, which is actually bad. Why is bad? Go and live in those places, and if you like it, fine. I don't like to live where it's dirty. I don't like to live where the law is not respected and enforced. I don't want to live in a location where is lack of values that I identify with. And not only that I identify as a selfish guy, let's put it this way, but I identify with the values that were meant for this country. No, I don't want to live in that kind of America these guys are building and at the same time destroying. They build a different kind of society, and that society is not America. And here you're gonna go like the Americans are doing and they are living downtowns, gentrification and all that. And they say, well, we go outside for the better schools. No, we just run away from the rundown downtowns because they become as the snow flies. You got the hint? All right. The name of the song is In the Ghetto. And I'm not bashing on, that on the gate, on the ghetto, because there are a lot of some kind of trash as well that look at these beautiful businesses. And over there is the end of the town, right there where my hand is. Those cars, that's it. I'm gonna try to go this way, go back and go to Lake Michigan, and that would be it. Let me jaywalk, is that how you call it when you cross the street? Because I like rules, didn't I say that? Well, so far I'm still legal here. But, all right, so here we have dead end here. Should we go this way? No, because these are apartment buildings and properties. We're gonna go this way on this little street, so we're gonna go straight to dead end to Lake Michigan. It's kind of windy today. It was a beautiful day at the lake. Sat down, ate some salmon. I'm gonna go now and listen to some music, drink some Bloody Marys, and what else? I'm with some friends here and family, so we're gonna have some good time here. So my friends, we have to preserve this country. We don't have to become a mishmash. Diversity is not our strength. I know, I'm a freaking immigrant, and I would try to limit as much as I can bad people from entering this country if they don't deserve to be here. What do I mean by deserving? You have to have a certain kind of behavior, certain kind of values, certain kind of character. Otherwise, you bring people that will turn into deadbeats here, and we don't want that. Look at that beautiful apartment building or whatever it is. You can rent it probably. Beautiful, cozy. And we're gonna walk on this street till the end, and that's a place where you can it's a ramp for the boat, and you can lay your boat on Lake Michigan, and from there we can see the Homestead at the shore. As I said before, I came to this country first to see what's going on, and then the first time I've been here, I was like, there's no way I would like to live in any other country than this one. No way. I visited a lot of countries. I know visiting is not the same as living, but nevertheless, just the sheer spatial, the infrastructure is not crammed. It's not we elbow one another. It's wide, it's big. I love that one. And that's a personal preference, including the fact that you can still own and carry guns here to protect yourself from evil people and from other people who want to destroy us domestically. I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about, right? Here's another little house with a fireplace and with an Audi. Right, you can rent these houses. All right, now beautiful properties here. There's a cozy little house there. Look at that one. I mean, one day I will introduce you to my house here, and obviously it's going to be very private. I don't want, I don't want to, you know what I mean? So I want to be private as much as I can in that respect. So what else can I tell you, my friends? We're gonna have elections in this year's in November. I have some people ask me, so what do you think? Who's gonna win? Biden, Kamala Harris or Trump? And my answer is, I really don't care, because I don't think we're going to have a different outcome much. If Kamala Harris wins, and again, go back to what I said about democracy and machines, and you kind of realize my faith in the system, including the fact that I disagree with mass democracy. That is, any baboon can nullify a person like you or someone who's informed just because he has the right to vote. I disagree with that totally, because whenever we make a decision on everything else less important than the country, who's going to run a country, we need expertise. We need, how do you call it? Even to freaking operate a forklift, they ask you if you're licensed, if you have a, how do you call it? You are qualified, you are trained for a forklift. So you can't operate a forklift. You know what a forklift is? Zoop, zoop, left, right, up, down, and so on, which you can master probably in a few minutes, but you can't operate that, but you can go and vote. So why is it so loose? Do you think that if this thing would be for real, they will just let us just vote the way we want? I don't think so. But they try to keep us baboonish to a level of understanding and information, you know, in a certain propaganda with the mass media and the school and the entertainment industry, and that's it. They're very confident that nothing will happen. So this is the dead end. So right here, I'm gonna walk down the beach. That's where on that little beach over there, it's just mine. That's where I go and swim. Beautiful. Again, here you have some chairs. You got fireplace. Watch the sunset over there. So this is I thought it was a ramp. Why did I make a mistake? I made a confusion because probably I'm old. But nevertheless, people walk down the beach. Lovers and shit. Good for them. And here is a calm Lake Michigan, even though it's very windy. I've been on that beach on that side. It was very windy, but now it seems like the wind starts to calm down. You have a little bench here. And from here are private properties all the way. And over there you see that little mountain over there, or hill. That's where the Homestead is that I was telling you about. So we're gonna go to Lake Michigan. And this is a beautiful Gulf. They have 2 islands over there. 1 and 2. They have some lighthouses. One on that island over there. You can't see it. It's white if you look and one is, you can't see it now, but it's just a lighthouse in the water. So it's so shallow, the water over there, that they build it in the water. So it's not, oh, look at this. Beautiful. The wind calmed down. All right, look at that first. You can come here, lay down your kayak, your canoe, you can swim, how far you want. Clear, beautiful water. Your homestead is over there, private houses here. This is for me heaven. It's right? Glen Arbor, my friends. So we gotta preserve this. We gotta make sure that we don't allow it to turn into a baboonstein or baboonstan, however you want it. Baboonstan as a country and baboonstein owned by the Steins, which will turn it in their little garbage. Let me sit down here because I'm old. All right, my friends. Beautiful, look at that. Let's turn the other way so we can see the sunset. Yeah, look how coordinated I am. A bottle of wine here. Some good friends, good people. All right, my friends. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong. Stay smart. Look for the truth. And be just.